Last day, John.
Wait, hold on. Oh, it did. Oh, sorry. I know cameras.
Okay.
Tyler, last day.
Last fucking day, bro.
How do you feel?
We're close. I'm gonna wait to say anything until the very end, but I'm glad we made it this far.
The bug?
Fucking fly, man.
That's why we don't shoot outside.
Huh?
That's why we don't shoot outside.
I hate the outdoors.
Yeah, it's awful.
Fucking hate it.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the scene.
All right. Go ahead.
You're not Ronnie.
Yeah.
Yep. Believe in the chi. Believe in the chi. Believe in the chi. So that's episode 3.
That's episode 3. This
a
one
little
was
weird.
a struggle.
I gotta start a fight, John.
Alright, Tyler, what's happening here?
So like one guy come out to mow his lawn, and then literally his next door neighbor comes out and is like, "All right, let me get around. You know what? Hey, hon, I'm gonna grab the weed whacker. You know, gotta, Bill's out there. Might as well, clean this space up." It's like, what the fuck, man? We're trying to film something.
You didn't know that Sunday was the lawn off day?
There they are. The 2 blue shirt dads.
Episode 3 was like, it was a fun one, but writing that one had like, I think it had like
the most rewrites.
the most rewrites.
Yeah.
And not because we don't think it's like bad or anything, but like just in like evolving it to like where it really adds to the story, because we have Ronnie, essentially his goal is to steal money from this pyramid scheme that we set up in episode 1.
Yeah.
Again, Ronnie's like who he is being thrown at him by Rick, like, oh man, you're just some slacker, but I can help you.
Eureka weed and all that stuff.
Yeah, and I thought pyramid scheme was an interesting thing to do because they're just known for taking advantage of people in vulnerable places. And I think we really see that in the characters of Rick and Mary, like, really
Mary's creepy.
Yeah.
All of them really killed it.
Yeah, she did a phenomenal job. I loved working with all of them.
So, tell me about your character, Mary.
Well, she's kind of a gold digger. She's kind of a bitch, but I like her.
Making a fool of yourself now, Ronnie.
Ronald, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Okay.
But I think my favorite day was the last couple days that we did, which is I think episode 3 is all of that. It's just that last day that we had of shooting, a couple days, and it really felt like we were all basically family at that point. We had that feel of like we had a flow already. It was kind of like we know what we're doing, we're going there. And then because it was the last day, we had more fun with it. Because episode 3 is supposed to be kind of more of a one-off kind of thing. It kind of branches off on its own. It's not really hyper-focused on the whole of it. So it's just like Ronnie doing the thing. Most of the other characters aren't really part of episode 3. So I had a lot of fun when I say that. I can't speak for anyone else, but I think we all did, of just kind of going out there and just being crazy with it. It's crazy. It's weird. And I like that. I like weird things, I guess. So being able to kind of sit there and, ooh, what if we did this? Yeah, let's try it. And then somebody else goes, ooh, I have an idea. And then it's like you have the camera person going, okay, actually, what if we stood here? Like we're all just kind of going ham at that point.
Honestly, I think charity's the real scammy. I mean, whoever heard of the monthly? Yeah.
There's some puppies taking a shit in the backyard.
No fucking way. If that Jody doesn't get fucking dogs. Jody!
You now know that your husband's trying to cut you out of the deal. He's trying to take all the money.
No.
Get him.
No, you fucking bastard. You cheap fucking bastard. Rick, the fuck is wrong with you? You're gonna cut me out of the business,
What are
Rick.
you talking about? Calm
I
down.
know your plan.
Whoa. I'm not talking to you right now.
Hey, I'm sick of your shit, Rick.
What?
The other guy was right. This is a scam. You're just taking advantage of people who really need help. I've seen it myself with my own eyes.
Freddie, you were the best. Now you're just as pathetic as Ronnie. Jesus Christ.
Why don't you tell everybody about what this business really is?
this episode could have been like a half an hour, I feel like. And but it's the characters like that we introduced in the episode, like we don't really come back to.
Yeah.
But they're good one episode characters that like help flesh out Ronnie's character and help him grow.
Yeah, I think it really shines character-wise. Like, we really just see more people like Ronnie that are just kind of in this shitty situation that they're just trying to get out of, and I think it's good for Ronnie. I think he sees that in all his interactions. Like, okay, like, you know, I'm here to help myself, but I kind of want to, like, shut these people down too, you know?
Yeah.
And I think he gets some kind of gratification when, like, you know, Rick and Autumn, or Rick and Mary kind of just fall apart right in front of him.
Hey, prick.
Yeah.
You really disappoint me. But now, you're just as pathetic as Ronnie.
Hey, prick! Why don't you tell everybody how this business really works?
Well, truth is, it is a scam. I scammed all of you idiots.
And I feel like 1 through 3 are kind of like its own like mini arc in our story, and then 4 switches it up.
4 definitely switches it up.
Read our guest, Haley.
Episode 4.
Episode 4. This is like Tyler's baby.
Yeah,
like we both wrote it and like stuff, but like Tyler like this was like the emotional episode where like we really get to know these characters that we have now seen for 4 episodes.
Well, hey, Gramps.
Ronnie, what you doing here?
Parents aren't too happy about me dropping out of Cornell, so. But fuck them, man, you know? It's whatever.
Scramble?
What?
The eggs. You always like them scrambled, right?
Come here, Gramps.
Yeah, I really am a fan of episodes like this throughout other series that really have a deeper look in your characters. Like, I remember from the beginning, in John and doing a superhero show or show with powers and abilities, I was like, I really want to try to take it to a deeper level, because going back, I remember like talking to people when we were just writing this, like very beginning, being like, hey, what would you do with the power to control people? And one thing I remember Sarah saying, my girlfriend Sarah, being like, well, I think I would just be conflicted because you just like take away someone's free will. I think that's something interesting. I was like, huh.
Yeah.
And I remember being really interested to dive into that. And
That's what this episode is.
And I think 4 really does that well, because it only has like, I think one of the strong things in the show is Gramps and Ronnie's dynamic.
Yeah.
And I think it has so much power to it that I had so much fun writing it. Like, even just the scene of, you know, Gramps having his simple life, but it all leading to that moment where he's like sees someone getting harassed and does nothing.
It's a powerful moment.
And you can easily parallel that with episode 1 with Ronnie doing the same thing, like seeing someone getting harassed and doing nothing, because that feeling of powerlessness.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's all comes because, you know, Ronnie looks up to this guy so much, and he would think he would never do that, but really, like, they're like so similar.
I think it started out, it was sort of a, well, we're family. Of course we're going to be like we are. I mean, frankly, he's a little bit of a screw up in the beginning. And that's why he was a grandfather. His grandfather's going through, I was very devoted to my wife, and my wife just passed away not too long ago. But family helped family. So whether you're a screw up, I've lost somebody, you know, and it tended to work until the dynamics of the story started to kick in, and all of a sudden, you know, it kind of got a little bit like that. But again, to get back to the writers, even when things started to get kind of complicated, the dynamic between me and Ronnie changed a little bit in a direction I wouldn't have anticipated, but again, it made sense. And that was, they not only were dealing with what each other was going through and impacting themselves, but you also saw what they were dealing with separately and how that kind of came into it. I mean, I identified a lot with the fact that Gramps was still dealing with losing his late wife, was still dealing with the stuff Ronnie was going through, and this guy was putting pressure on him and everything. And it's like, that was
that was really neat. You know, one interesting part of their relationship is for Ronnie, to some extent, it is a classic coming-of-age story where the partial adult, if you will, someone is sprouting into adulthood, and Gramps starts off fairly protective, but also, you know, what are you going to do with your life? And that relationship comes into greater balance as the series comes along.
You know, Gramps, I've noticed that you always act so tough, but when it comes down to the wire, you let everybody walk all over you, like Mr. Jacobson. You're nothing but a coward.
There's some more boxes over there.
I'd say that he kind of saw Gramps as like a monolith, something that he could always look to, knew that things were going to go okay. That was like his life growing up with his grandfather, knowing that, you know, other relationships that he has with figures in that same bracket were nowhere near as respectful and loving as his Gramps was. And as he ended up living with him permanently at this point, he was right next to the monolith. He got to see the cracks, how long it's been in the weathering, and noticing that he's not helping, you know? So that's like his biggest drive, is trying to be someone that Gramps can respect. And I think that is probably the flaw in him, you know, because you're trying to be someone that is respected, just being yourself is. So
Ronnie has a lot of love and looks up to Gramps, and I think it makes the scene that comes so visceral, because, you know, he just wants to prove himself to this man who, like 2 episodes ago, was like, I don't think you'll amount to anything.
Yeah. And then he went out and he did this big feat with these powers.
Yeah, to get this money to help him, and I think being denied, it pulled like a lot of like anger out of Ronnie, and it comes down to this heavy scene where he used the power on Gramps to just like, you know, almost like a kid, like, you're gonna take this, like, I did all this
happy.
Yeah, I did all this for you, and you're just denying me to my face. And he's like sick of it, and then it caused Ronnie to have to come face to face with, like, you know, his consequence and what this power can do.
You're gonna accept this money. You're gonna be happy for it, dump for us. You know how much work I have to put in it?
Yeah, and, you know, it comes a sense of, like, Ronnie is still very young. And, you know, he's very much has that mindset of, like, you know, well, it's done. What does it matter?
Yeah.
And, you know, to Gramps there are all these layers and consequences, and I think Gramps can see that more clearly than Ronnie can. Is almost like a violation of his own grandfather, and, you know, we show that even more where you have the obvious picture frame, and in the beginning you can tell it's something precious to him, but in that scene it's like whatever, because, you know, in this power, that's not Gramps, that's Ronnie controlling him and his, you know,
and just Cornell's performance of like,
it's so good.
Like, thank you. Like, I was remember when we were filming, I was like, oh my god, like I feel like just like this man is just like
being controlled. I remember smiling from ear to ear watching that. Not I'm like, this makes me happy, but like,
like this is an emotional scene,
and
that,
it's
like,
so good. Yeah,
like he killed it.
It was one of those.
Alex and Cornell both killed it.
It was one of those takes you just felt good about.
Yeah.
Ronnie, you did it! We can stay! We got to go!
And but then Ronnie takes a MEHR and
he takes a little walk.
Takes a little walk, and it takes a turn, and
that's where the series really like just gets flipped
on its head.
And he just takes a little walk, and then he this guy comes over, he's like, "You want some chloroform?" And I was like, "No, thank you." And he's like, and that's exactly how the scene plays.
But we end with Ronnie in this mysterious place with this mysterious people, and you're like, what the fuck? And he's like, what the fuck? And then it ends.
And this man's like, the power to fix everything.
And title!
And that's the end.
And that's the end.
And then it goes to episode 5.
And I'm so excited for what everyone will think next.
Yeah, because episode 4 really, like, I feel like that's probably my favorite cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Because it's just like oh my god, like, who is this guy? Like, who's this girl?
Yeah.
Why is, like, Ronnie just had this emotional moment?
It's Question City.
Is that the first time we're seeing Haley at the end of the episode?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
You have a unique ability. I've seen it. You are my golden goose, Ronnie.